So, you're interested in investing, so you've come to this channel because you've seen some different investing stuff. Mostly we talk about long-term investing, right? Investing for a long time, right? Looking 10 years into the future or even better. But, there's also short-term investing, right? So, I want to kind of touch on like short-term investment funds. So, we'll start off with what is it? What's a short-term investment fund? Well, a short term investment fund invests in short term money market investments of high quality and low risk. This type of fund is considered to be one of the most conservative investments in the investment market. Investors invest in short term investment funds to protect their capital. Now, short term investment funds are generally expected to keep pace with inflation and then earn marginally higher returns than a standard personal savings account. So, what is this? What does this help us with? Like how can we? What do we need this for? Like let's try to understand who this is going to help and what it's going to do for us. Well, short-term investment funds, they're going to offer you the opportunity to protect capital while earning that marginal rate of return, right? So many short-term investment funds benchmark their fund returns to like a treasury bill index. Now, short term investment funds typically include things like cash, banknotes, government bills, and conservative bond holdings characterized as safe short term debt instruments. Short term investment funds are also known for liquidity. These types of funds are often used by investors who seek a short-term holding before moving their investments to another investment that would provide higher returns. These funds traditionally have low management fees, usually well below 1% per year. They also typically have low transaction costs. Well, we talked about, the low management fees. So that means somebody's got to manage them, right? Well, there's a couple of different short-term investment fund managers that we can talk about here. So money market funds, these are going to be the most broadly known, short-term investment funds. Short term investment funds can also invest in short term bonds in various categories. And, I want to go over a couple examples of investment providers that are going to offer a wide array of money market funds for investors. Now, before we talk about this, I want to quickly touch on something that we just said. So, you want to use this for, say, like as a middle ground, right? So you don't want to leave money in your bank account, and you don't want to leave it in like a savings account. So what you do is you park your money in one of these accounts while you're waiting on, say, if you're in real estate, you're waiting to find your next property, or if you're investing in the stock market, you're dollar cost averaging X amount every day, and then as soon as like a big dip happens, you're buying the dip or something like that. Okay, so let's talk about some of these different fund managers or some of these different investment companies that you can go to, and some of the things I like about them, don't like about them, some details, right? So the first one to talk about is going to be Schwab. Schwab purchased money funds are grouped into three categories. So the first one is going to be prime, right? The next one is going to be government and treasury. And then the last one is going to be municipal. Investment share classes require a minimum investment of $1 with 7-day yields of between 0.77% to 1.6%. Now, Schwab's variable share price money funds require a minimum of 1 million and offer 7-day yields of about 1.6%. All right, notice we're talking in like 1 week yields, and some of these will be 1 month yields or like 1 year yields, right? Because again, we're trying to park our money here short term. So the next company we're talking about is Vanguard. Vanguard also offers 3 taxable money market funds and numerous non-taxable municipal funds. Prices of the funds are $1. Expenses range from 0.09% all the way to 0.16%. And the average annual returns range from about 1.45% to 4.89%. Right? That's going to bring us to our third company, JP Morgan. JP Morgan is going to offer approximately 60 money market funds. That's a lot. So JP Morgan money market funds have a net asset value of $1. The JP Morgan Prime Money Market Fund has the best 1-year return as of December, the very end of December 2019. The fund's 1-year return is 2.17%. The fund has an expense cap of 0.18%. Right? That's pretty good. The last company to talk about, American Century. Now, this company offers 5 different funds in its money market category. American Century money market funds offer free check writing for liquidity and easy accessibility. The Prime Money Market Fund is one of the category's top performers. Its total year-to-date return is about 1.68%, and the fund has over 1.4 billion in total assets with an expense ratio of only 0.57%. So it's not too bad either. So, what do we learn from all this? What are we taking away here? Well, short-term investment funds, they're usually high quality with low risk, right? Short-term investment funds are the most conservative types of investments on the market. Then, you got to keep in mind, you're only parking your money here short term. You don't want to leave it here for a long time, right? Then these funds are also known for liquidity. And lastly, one of the last things to talk about, is going to be, short-term funds are, they're generally considered to be liquid. In fact, many short-term investment, they provide investors with checks that they can write against the funds in their short-term investment, stuff. But for ease of access to these funds, right? But most funds also give investors online access to make deposits and withdrawals or view monthly, annual, and quarterly statements because of their high degree of liquidity. And these investors can make deposits and withdrawals to these funds whenever they want. So just remember, highly liquid, right? Low risk, try to keep pace with inflation, and you're only parking your money there short term. Okay? I hope you guys got some good information out of this for your next investment. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you did. But until I see you guys in the next video, y'all be safe.